Sights, optics, and accuracy. Coming right up. What is up, YouTube land? Benjamin here with B-Jamen Studios, and today we're going to be looking at the first class of the second semester at SDI, which is Sights, Optics, and Accuracy. So, that being said, Sights, Optics, and Accuracy. The first couple weeks of this class, you go over different types of optics, red dots, scopes. You have to learn. If you already know about this, you're not necessarily learning about it, but you have to explain parallax, like scope, shadow, all this different kind of stuff. And then you talk about the different sizes of scopes and how it works as far as bringing in the light around you. It's pretty much really about it. What the different numbers on scopes mean. So, a 3 by 9 by 30 or, whatever. So that's the first couple of weeks. Kind of go over some of that. And a few of these assignments you're able to either do a video or a audio recording. I want to say week 2 has 2 assignments. The first one, I believe, can be audio. The second one has to be on a Word document, MLA format, the same stuff you've been doing the last few weeks anyways. Starting, I want to say, in week 4 or week 5, it's more scenario based. And it reminded me a lot of firearms inspection and troubleshooting. What I mean by that is you're given the scenario of a customer brings you her Remington 700 who in 308, and she says that she wants to get this rifle ready to take with her on a hunting trip where she's going to need to be able to shoot up to 500 yards. And the furthest she's ever shot this gun is 100 yards, and right now it's not shooting like she would want it to. It's not very accurate. And you start going through the process. Okay, number one, pretty much what I wrote up was all the questions that I would try to ask her myself before I even touch this gun. You want to get a really good idea of what the customer says they're having issues with, and you want to find out, number one, if this is a newer shooter, is this an experienced shooter? I want to say the parameters outlined that she was a very experienced hunter, so that she's just not having, I guess, newbie issues. I guess is how I'm going to word that. Long story short, you wind up going through a process of you learn about lapping scope rings, lapping barrels. You learn about changing out certain parts, muzzle devices, twist rates in barrels, how that affects accuracy. You learn about all these things. And I want to say, mock bedding a rifle, and then permanently bedding a rifle, all that good jazz. So that's kind of where the theme of the class. You don't really, after week 5, I want to say that's where the focus is at. You don't really talk a whole lot more about optics. In the beginning, you talk about red dots and holographic and magnified optics versus non and whatnot. And the same thing, discussion posts. A lot of, actually, I think what this class introduced that a lot of classes hadn't done yet was on some of these, you talked. So like week 3 discussion posts was about week 2's assignment. Or you even, I want to say it was this class. Week 4 discussion post, you copied and pasted your week 3 assignment and then gave each other feedback. Now, the replies had to be longer than usual. I want to say the replies had to be like almost 200 words or 150 words or something. But yeah, so the initial discussion post that's due on Wednesdays was very easy in this class after a certain week, because for the most part, it was copy paste. And if you're doing audio, if it allows audio or video, you upload that. So And you know what? I found out a lot of people don't do video or audio assignments, and obviously do whatever you're comfortable with. If you're great at typing out and you like all that, that's cool. But every time I got a chance, I try to do a video or audio assignment. The only time that comes maybe to kind of bite you in the rear end was actually for this class. I want to say starting week 4, everything you do in the assignment is building up towards the final assignment. Because the final assignment, you take all you've done so far to this lady's rifle and you copy and paste and put it into one big document, but then you have to go back through and make it all flow together. So, you have to redo a few things to where it makes sense and it's not, chopped up by weeks. But, so if you were doing audio or video and then you got to week 8 or week 7, whenever that's due, you're going to have to either go back and listen to yourself talk and type everything out, or you're just going to have to start from scratch. And then now you got to come up with like 1,000 or 1,500 words, whatever it was. The class is very cool. I wound up finishing it with a 99.04. And like I've said in all my videos, that was me doing exactly what they asked. Not necessarily doing a whole lot of extra, but studying what they asked me to study and submitting everything on time. I actually had one late assignment in this class. And that was because this class was actually going on when we had a family emergency come up. So instructor was very gracious, didn't ding me too hard on it. Listened to me, I explained everything. But so what comes in the box with this class? The big question, right? So you get a Wheeler scope lapping kit. Or I say scope. Ring lapping. And, learning how to do that was cool. I know it'll be on the discussion post, but you literally talk one week about, is it worth it to lap your rings or not? And, that brings up the question of, okay, quality rings, you've spent good money on a good product, should you even have to lap it? That's a conclusion for you to come to whenever you do the class. I want to say for me, it just depends. If it's a precision rifle and you're building this thing, for competition, I really don't care how much money I spent on scope rings. I would probably still do everything possible to make this as accurate as possible. So I think that means I'm all for it. So so you get a lapping kit that comes with some 220 grit lapping compound. There we go. And let's see some other cool stuff. We got a bore sighter, which this is actually for 223 Wild, which is really cool because that's what my AR is. Let's see here. Whoop. This might be the first time I've took this out. And then, let's see. I still have the paper. Sure don't. I know nothing about this brand. This is the scope that you get in the class. Aim Sports. And it is a standard, I want to say 3x7. 2x7. There we go. And I actually still have the, because I had to mount this for the class on something, and I didn't have a rifle I wanted to put it on. They actually give you a Picatinny mounting plate. I want to say that goes to, of course, a lot of these are universal, but this specifically goes to a Remington 700. I was secretly hoping it was going to fit my Henry Big Boy X. I think X series is what it is. Because I've been wanting to put a pick rail on it so I could put a red dot, but didn't fit. Wah, wah, wah. And then, of course, you get your book for the class. Ring. Oh, well. Ain't gonna focus today. And then one more thing here. Actually, nope, that's it. Yep. So that's pretty much it for the class. I mean, it's a scope, right? You got an extra scope in case you got something you want to throw it on. Actually, what I wound up using it was for the AR-15 armor course. I didn't have any extra optics laying around, so I just wound up throwing that scope on it to make it look cool. It's a whole lot better than how it looks now. But yeah, that's what you get in the box. That is the class summed up. Cool class. Like I said, I learned about. I mean, I've never lapped anything before, so just going through the procedure for that was definitely educational for me. And yeah, so next video we will be looking at machining and manufacturing of firearms. So that'd be a cool video. All right, we will see y'all in the next one.